Hey, I know I'm a sports channel, but I'm going to talk about YouTube removing the dislike button. Yes, this is a thing that will actually affect all channels, especially with algorithm as well, for your recommended viewing. Um, they're saying it's to protect creators from trolls. Okay, this is one of their main reasoning, is there's a group of people deliberately trolling videos by hitting them with dislikes. That's not really a thing, YouTube. Not in my experience. My experience is, as someone who does opinion, debate pieces about certain things in sport, that people will just disagree with your opinion. That's how public opinion works. You can say something, and people will like it or dislike it or have mixed views on it. That's generally how opinion pieces work. There are two videos I'm going to discuss that I've created that have got the most dislikes on this channel. One is the Dan Rowan comments after the helicopter crash at the King Power Stadium at a Leicester City game, where the owner of the football club died and his passengers on the air helicopter died as well, and the pilot. I think 4 or 5 people died in that crash. In the moments after Dan Rowan, the BBC reporter, his mic is turned on, he's about to go live, and he made some racial slurs, basically, about the victims because they were from Thailand. And he claimed that the female passenger was the guy's mistress when actually she was a lesbian and she was a Thai kickboxer. But there we go. She was just a family friend who was there to visit. Bang. Simple. People were divided on whether Dan Rowan should get sacked. I was of the opinion he should get sacked. Guess what? The dislike to likes, it doesn't bother me on that one. It's an opinion piece. It's going to create debate. That is the whole point of the platform of YouTube, is to create debate. The second one is the England-Wales Six Nations match in Cardiff a few years ago. I think it was in 2018. And yeah, there was a lot of Welsh fans who weren't happy with the way I reviewed and claimed I had a bias against Wales. I've changed how I approach my match reviews now. So if you watch the channel long enough, you'll know I watch a lot of live sport, and I'll do a match review after a live broadcast of a rugby league, rugby union, or football match. And I do my match review and I break down how the match goes, scoreline, goal scorers, try scorers, penalties. There's some matches today. So if you're watching this video today, there's some rugby union today and there's some rugby union tomorrow. And I'll be doing my match reviews in due course, and you'll see how I do it. I've learnt a lot from that video. Hence the dislike button. I learnt a lot from people going, "You've got this wrong, mate." I used it as a learning tool. The issues that the platform faces is the algorithm, the monetization policy, and the copyright issues, which affect the monetization and the algorithm. So I'm not going to go into too much detail, but this channel was monetized once. It was growing rapidly. It was really doing healthily, and then they went, "Oh yeah, we're going to change the." In December 2017, they said, "Oh, we've had an incident with Jake and Logan Paul, the Suicide Forest video. We're going to change the monetization policy as a reactionary way of saying, oops, we've allowed these guys a lot of free reign. We haven't really warned them, but we're going to harm everyone else because a couple of dopey Americans who are just thick as pig shit have done something silly." Again, because they're the Paul brothers and they continue to be arseholes in the public realm, and people continue to see them as role models. I have no idea how, but that's YouTube for you. And then the monetization and the copyright strikes and violations came in, and then Article 13. YouTube has a problem. It's not the dislike button. It's not the dislike button. It's the demonetization of hard-working creators, making it harder to remonetize, and I'm finding this myself, by moving the goalposts so regularly and making it so strict that you're just demotivating so many creators who could take that next step. The copyright strikes, there was a big thing a couple of years ago where there was a lot of people going, "Well, my channel's been suspended, I've lost my monetization, I've been banned, I've had to make a new account." Copyright and monetization, the right to fair use, YouTube doesn't seem to know what that is. There was a thing a couple of years ago where there was a big problem with copyright strikes affecting creators, which is why I'm so careful. People go, "I should do watch-alongs of matches." That's why I don't. I always do the match review afterwards, and then I go through the comments section and I go, "Yeah, no," and then we do other videos in relation to how that match went. That's why I do it that way. The algorithm, the dislike button helps with recommended viewing. So when you're watching this video, you may see other similar creators who talk about sport or are talking about the issues that YouTube facing in your recommended viewing. The dislike button helps you. If you watch that video and you go, actually, this is not what I want recommended to me, just hit dislike. If you like the content, fine. You might find a new creator you've never seen before. I know I have watching through the recommended videos, but you may find something that you go, actually, no, I don't want this recommended, dislike, and that is where the algorithm learns you don't like that type of content and will stop promoting that type of content to you. Very, very crucial. So will that affect it? We'll wait and see. And then, us as the creators, talking about creator burnout, okay? We can go back into monetization and the copyright breaches and trolls. I can still go into the YouTube Studio, not that I like this version of YouTube Studio Creator. I like the classic, but YouTube got rid of that for reasons. When most people would, actually, I prefer the old format to this new one. This new one isn't great. It doesn't actually have all the features the old one did, but that's another debate for another day. And I can still see the likes to dislikes on videos in my dashboard. I can go down to content, go across, and it will tell you what's got likes and dislikes. So I can still access it. Just because it's hidden from you guys, the public, doesn't mean I can't see it. Does that actually... So that's apparently is to stop the public embarrassment for creators. So... Guess what? I'll still look at the comments section and I'll still see the same people leaving abusive comments. It's there. You know, I can still go into my studio and see that. Great. And if we're talking about creator burnout, I will say this. Every summer I tend to find myself in about July, August getting a little bit, I need a bit of a break. And it's generally that time of the year when there's not as much sport on that I watch. Apart from international tournaments like the Olympics and World Cups, it's generally that my time of year to go. Well, there's only rugby league in Australia and the AFL in Australia that I really watch at that time of year, if you follow this channel. And so I just watch those videos. And unless there's something really big happening in the NRL or AFL, I'm just like, I'll just watch the regular season, chill out, do my normal summer things, which is like hang out with mates, have barbecues, things like that. This summer I noticed when I took a break, the channel was hurt more than in previous years. And so the algorithm, again, for whatever reason, if you're a regular uploader like I am, where I upload almost on a daily basis, or at least once every couple of days, I'm churning out videos. If you take more than a few days off, the YouTube algorithm will notice that and will push your videos less. The algorithm is broken, yet YouTube doesn't fix it. So creator burnout, if you're like going, I need a break, you can't afford to. Now, I have a full-time job at the moment. This channel isn't monetized at the moment. That may change in coming weeks, because we are really, suddenly there's been a lot of growth in the last couple of weeks, which is good. And we may hit that viewer subscriber threshold and the view hour threshold, which is doable. It is doable. But I have a full-time job, and that is the problem. This is just a part-time hobby. I do this for fun. I'm not doing it to make money. If I was to make money, that is a massive bonus. I'm doing this as a hobby. But the algorithm is broken, and has been broken for quite some time. And because I haven't hit that monetization threshold yet, the channel isn't getting pushed. And a lot of other, creators find this problem as well when they first start out. It is more of a grind than it should be. And YouTube has made it that way through the policies it's put out since the Suicide Forest. And even before then, they changed the monetization policy 9 months before then. So since 2017, they have changed the monetization policy twice. And under the second change, they're actually making it tougher to meet the thresholds required by constantly moving the goalposts and taking too long to review channels who then meet the threshold quite easily, and they're left in limbo for months and months and months. And now, if you do want to enter the YouTube Partner Program, you have to put so much extra detail into who you are, and so many more verification levels, it puts off a lot of people. But I think rightly so with, two-way verification. I think that should be a thing. But they weren't policies before. And that puts off some people who are a little bit unsure about, could I take the next step? They've struggled to get that next step. So yeah, the monetization policy, the YouTube partner program, the algorithm, the like button, dislike button, it's a minor thing. But the bigger things they're not fixing. But this is like YouTube saying, we're doing something to protect creator well-being. You're really not. You're really not. In my opinion, if a creator wants to take a little break because of burnout, their channel doesn't get pushed. They lose viewers. They're not getting pushed. Their view figures drop off. Their earnings drop off a cliff. And if that's their full-time gig, unlike me, who's got a full-time job to protect myself, they're going to be in financial difficulty. So, in my opinion, yeah, it hasn't done anything. It's just there. Anyway, leave your opinions below. I'll be interested to see what you guys have to say on it. And even if you just stumble across this video because I'm talking about the YouTube removing, the dislike button, hey, you might like sports. Give us a subscribe. But I really do want to see what people have to think about this and say about this because, in my opinion, there are bigger issues on the platform that the platform isn't addressing. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll have some more videos for you very, very soon.